What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the month ahead for the Virgo Sun signs. That's right, guys. If you were born between the dates of August 23rd and September 22nd, then Virgo is your sun sign. And I'm going to be taking a look at the future energies, what April has in store for you guys. And this is a predictive spread. It's going to tell us what energies you brought with you from the month of March, where you're currently at, where you're headed in the next 30 days, what obstacles you're going to encounter, what you should hold on to, what you should leave behind. I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot here, my favorite tarot deck, and just give me a few seconds here to clear myself and ask the tarot cards a question. What can Virgo sun signs expect for the month of April? Alright, let me cut the deck. And we'll deal the cards out. Alright, this is an 8-card spread, and very interesting indeed. Give me a second to get an overview of this spread and see what the cards are kind of telling me here. Got a lot of cup energy, we've got some wand energy, one major arcana, a nice mixture of stuff going on here in your month. So the first card we're going to look at is the Ace of Cups, and this card is the energies of last month of March. I'm getting the feeling that there's some new emotions going on in the Virgo life, or at least there were last month. I'm feeling like there's some new relationships or some new friendships that were fostered, maybe some new business relationships, but there's been some new relationships is what I'm kind of getting from this. And so I get the feeling that maybe a lot of you have met someone new recently, or you've rekindled old relationships, or for some reason, something happened to renew a relationship that you've had in the past. And so I get the sense that March was a very good time for a lot of you Virgos. You were, a lot of you are very hopeful to receive love, and I think this could signal the receipt? No, you didn't pay for it. The receipt? The receiving of love in some way. And so I think that this is a good omen. It seems like March was a good time for you. New beginnings were starting up, emotionally speaking. So I get the sense that you're bringing some positive energy from March into April. The second card here, the Seven of Wands, is representative of your current energy. Yes, I'm getting the feeling that right now a lot of you are going through a little bit of struggle. This is not like severe hardships. I'm getting the feeling that this is having to do with personal relationships a little bit. And maybe that new energy is now transitioning into some problems. And I'm not getting the feeling that there's major problems or anything like that, but some small minor issues that have demanded your attention and caused you to have to kind of battle a little bit. It's not really in the literal sense, but people have been challenging you, and this card gives me the impression that these are not obstacles that are even difficult for you to overcome. They're minor obstacles, but they're obstacles nonetheless that have been presented to you. So right now I'm getting the feeling that there's a little bit of pushback from those around you, and you're feeling kind of on edge and maybe a little bit attacked. You're feeling like you've been attacked in some way, but again, nothing major. I'm not getting the major feeling of incredible hardships. This third card looks at the energies of the month ahead. So this is for April, and we've got Justice. And I'm getting the feeling that these hardships are going to transition, and you're going to get what you deserved. You put in some work to resolve these hardships, or you're going to in the next few days or weeks. And in the month of April, you're going to start to see some benefit from the hard work that you put in. So I think I see an evening out of both karma and both energies that will allow you to get back on an even keel. So March was kind of like a month for new energies, and then right now you're kind of having some strife in your life a little bit. But in April, I think we're going to see some evening out of things. Things are going to calm down, and we're going to get back on track. And it's going to be an evening of karma. So if you put a lot of love into the world and the universe, then you're going to get it back. So be sure of that. All right, this card here tells us what you should hold on to for the month of March. This card is telling me that you Virgos need to continue to share your emotions with people. Put your emotions out into the world and allow people to share in what you're going through. And, a lot of times it's so easy for us to feel a certain way about things and just kind of hide it and bury it deep down inside. And that doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help the people around us. It just causes, it'll eventually manifest into a physical problem. So putting your emotions out there and being a little bit more free and more sharing with your emotions, I think is something that you should really focus on for the month of April and hold on to that. Don't be so shy. Don't be so reserved or cut off from other people emotionally, because it's going to be to your detriment. So be sharing and be open for the month of April. Make a concerted effort to remember that, so that you're not very closed off. This card here is going to be your biggest hurdle for the month of April. And we have the Four of Swords. I think your biggest hurdle is going to be being a little bit too contemplative. There's a fine line between meditation and action. And I think that maybe this month in April, you might be a little bit tired from these, this struggle that you've gone through, these little struggles that are happening currently. So I think you might have the desire to sit aside and kind of rest and meditate and look back on all those things. And that's a good thing to do. But I think the hurdle is going to be doing that too much. So if you guys are feeling kind of drained after your current battles, there's no one's blaming you for that. Of course you're going to feel drained, but try not to spend too much time reflecting on it, and maybe spend more time thinking about the present moment rather than dwelling on the past. And I think that'll help you. And I think that's going to be your hurdle for April, is going to be, getting yourself out of that very calm, chilled, meditative state and putting action into the world, because it does feel safe and it does feel good, but there needs to be a balance between action and meditation. So keep that in mind going forward into April. This card here signals what you need to let go of for the next month. And we have the Ten of Wands. I think these cards go hand in hand. You need to let go of stacking on too much responsibility. So that fine line that we talked about needs to be walked in April. There's a tendency for some of you to be too relaxed, too contemplative. And there's probably the tendency for others of you to be too willing to take on responsibility and tasks and projects. So I think this card is telling us that you shouldn't take on too much work this month. Work, and not just work, but anything that requires your energy. Be sure that you are not stacking up so much that it's causing you some strife, some setbacks, some pain, some suffering. Make sure that you're having an even balance between rest and work this month in April. And be sure that if you feel that you're getting too tired, then take a rest. It doesn't have to be go, go, go all the time. You need that rest time. You need that alone time. And you need that time to meditate, right? So again, I think these two cards are saying that there should be a fine line between these two things and have an even balance, right? Have an even balance between the two. So don't be over I don't know. Is there a word for, what's the verb for taking on too much responsibility? You know what I mean? All right, so this card signals the energy of the people around you. And we have the Seven of Cups. I'm getting the feeling that the people around you are going to be kind of scattered emotionally. They're going to be all over the map. So I get the feeling that you're going to have friends who are down, friends who are depressed, friends who are extremely excited and happy. And I think your friends and family are going to run the gamut of emotions this month, which can cause a bit of a scattered energy. That's not exactly what you need. You're still trying to recover from the battles that are occurring at this moment. So if a friend or family member or a business person or colleague is too much for you, be sure to just remove yourself from the situation for a little while, and remember to protect your own energy, guys. It's very important that you don't give away too much energy. Virgos have a tendency to be overly compassionate, if that's such a thing. I mean, but to the overly compassionate in my mind is giving of yourself so much that it causes your own personal detriment. So I think that you need to be wary of that. Don't give too much. Don't give more than you have, or else you'll find yourself in this position, weighed down, bogged down, and tired. So be sure to protect your energy from others this month, and do your own thing. Be you. I'm not saying don't spend time with others, but don't take on their energy if you can avoid it, because it's very scattered, and you don't need that scattered energy. You need a more focused energy this month, because you're trying to walk that fine line between relaxation and work. All right. The last card is the biggest lesson that you are set to learn for the month of April. This is the April's lesson. And we have the Four of Pentacles. I think the lesson here is to the lesson you're going to learn is, how can I put this? Money isn't everything, okay? Physical possessions aren't everything. And sometimes we have a tendency to hold on to them so tightly because we're afraid of losing them. And I'm getting the sense that this month, you may be asked to release those connections to the physical, to money, to possessions and stuff like that. And so you might be challenged in that way to kind of think outside the box in terms of what's important in your life. Society places so much importance on status, on financial status and social status and things like that, when that's not important at all. Okay, I mean, it is to a degree, but not to the degree that society portrays to us. So I think a lesson here is going to be to kind of relax and loosen your grip on those tangible life things that we quest for and we break our backs for. We work so hard for, and then what do we do with them? We kind of just store them in a box, and we protect them so that we don't even use our resources that we've worked so hard for, and they just sit in a bank or they sit in a garage and they don't get used. And so I think you're going to be asked this month, Virgo, to release those connections to the physical a little bit, and that's going to be a lesson that a lot of you are going to struggle to learn, but it's going to be a valuable lesson that once learned will benefit you greatly. Okay, so in review, I get the sense that right now, there's some struggle, a little bit of struggle, and that struggle could take form, any kind of form for all of you. I mean, it could all be different, so only you know what the form your struggle is taking in at the moment. But you had a great month, it seemed like, in March. You had a very new springtime feeling month of a new love or a new passion or something, some new emotion, some new energy came in. But now you're struggling a little bit with all sorts of different things. But don't worry, in April things are going to calm down, things are going to even out, and things are going to get back to the way they should be. But be sure that you're sharing your emotions. Don't be so closed off this month, because it's going to help you to share what you're going through with others. And your hurdle is going to be trying to spend the time resting but also working at the same time. Find that balance, find that equilibrium. The Justice card right here is just all about that balance. So I get the feeling that this month's theme is going to be balance for you guys, Virgos. You're going to have the tendency to go on one extreme or the other. You may be too contemplative or too productive, right? So find that even keel between those two, and I think you'll be great. Protect your energy from others if you feel like they're draining you in any way, or if you feel like you're giving more than you're getting back from any relationships. Just take some time for yourself and be sure that you're very cognizant and aware of how you're spending your energy and where it's going. And overall, the lesson for April, is going to be to release your grip on the physical a little bit and realize, put it in its proper place. The place that society places it is not proper. Okay, it's a lot of A lot of alliteration there, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? So that is going to be the reading for Virgo for April. I hope you guys got something out of this. I have started my Etsy shop, and if you guys want to go over there, and I have a lot of readings. If you want a more personalized reading, then that's the place to go. I mean, this is the more general reading for the sun sign of Virgo, but if you want a personalized reading just for you, then you can go to my Etsy shop. And for the month of April, I want to offer you guys 50% off any readings in the store. So if you buy a reading, use the promo code FriendsandFam50 at checkout, and you will get half off of everything. So I'm proud to offer that to you guys. I hope you'll take advantage. All right, that's going to be the video for today. Leave a like if you got something out of this. Subscribe if you haven't already. Happy taroting. Peace.